Hi there! Today I will show you how to build an AI agent that automates the creation and publishing of release notes. At my organization, this process is something nobody particularly enjoys. It's that tedious task we tackle at the end of each release. So, I decided to help everyone out by saving us some time and boredom. This agent automates the entire workflow. It pulls work items from Azure DevOps, generates clean release notes, and publishes them to our Confluence knowledge base, which is mirrored publicly. You can adapt it to whatever toolset you are working with. And in a follow-up video, I will show you the same agent working with Jira instead of Azure DevOps. But before diving into the agent implementation, there is some preparation work to handle. First, you need to decide how to mark tickets that should appear in release notes. Not every ticket or product change is relevant for end users. In our case, a product manager toggles a release notes relevant field, and only then will a ticket, regardless of its type, be considered by the agent. Here is what that looks like. We have this field in each ticket. Second, you need guidelines for the agent on how to transform technical ticket descriptions into user-friendly release notes. What should be included, what should be excluded. You will see a concrete example in the agent implementation that you can fine-tune to match your needs. Third, you need to decide on a template format for your release notes. I will show you an example, but you can adapt it to whatever structure you want. You can also combine multiple tickets into a single release notes entry when a topic spans several work items. And finally, you must create and save a query in Azure DevOps that returns all tickets for a specific release that should be included in the release notes. This is required because DevOps MCP server does not support creating queries dynamically. It can only access queries that already exist in DevOps. As a result, you need to update the release date in that query for each new release before running the agent. Here is how my query looks like. It uses the release notes relevant field and a release date field. You can adapt this query according to your setup, and the DevOps query ID is in the URL at the top. Now that the groundwork is in place, let's walk through the agent implementation. I will run it at the end so you can see it in action. Starting from the beginning, first, we need to install the necessary libraries. We need Google ADK for the agent framework, MCP for tool integration, Open, PyXL for Excel handling, and Python.env. Then we declare the agent relevant imports. I won't run the cell above because everything is already installed. Next, we load the environment variables and the constants the agent will use, such as the Azure DevOps organization, project ID, query ID, and so on. And then we have the guidelines that tell the LLM how to create the release notes. Let's take a look at these. We have the formatting, the content guidelines, what to include, what to exclude. You can read through those and adapt them as you wish. Following are the local tool definitions. I will explain the agent logic and architecture in a moment, so you can see the role of each tool. And going quickly through those, we have the initialize Excel. It creates a new Excel file with all the necessary columns which I want to have for the data which will be extracted from the DevOps tickets. Then there is the append ticket to Excel, which saves each process ticket immediately to the Excel file. Then is the read Excel data. It loads the complete Excel file back into memory for the publishing phase. And then there is the format Confluence content, which formats release notes data as Markdown for Confluence publishing. Next are the agent definitions. We have the ticket processor agent, and I will come back to the instructions in a moment. And it has an output key, which is the produced Excel file from this first agent. And then is the Confluence publisher agent, which returns the published Confluence page. But let's go back and run all of the cells so we make sure that it will run successfully. And here finally we bring everything together with the sequential agent. The sequential agent orchestrates the two sub-agents in sequence. So what is happening is that first the ticket processor agent connects to Azure DevOps, fetches work items from the saved query, processes each ticket one by one, generates user-friendly release notes using an LLM, and saves everything to an Excel file. And it outputs this Excel file path in the output key. Then the next agent, the Confluence publisher agent, takes over. It reads that Excel, formats the content as Markdown, and publishes it to our Confluence page under the correct parent page. As a result, it outputs the Confluence page URL. Google ADK handles all state management automatically. The output from the first agent becomes available to the next through the output key. So the second agent knows the exact Excel file path. The output key, though, can contain other LLM generated data. So if you need clean values, I recommend storing them in two contexts, which all agents can read and write. Here I use the output key, relying on the LLM to figure out the file path on its own. Let's run this cell, and finally here is the runner, which orchestrates the entire conversation flow with the LLM. It manages the back and forth. The agent reads your input, decides which tools to call, executes them, evaluates the results, and continues until it produces a final answer. And all of this happens automatically behind the scenes. Alright, now let's run the agent and see it in action. I hope I have executed all cells. Let's see how this will go. We have to see the Azure DevOps authorization coming up. Yes, it just happened. The first agent is running, it connected to DevOps, and now it will iterate over each ticket in the query and extract the data and then create the release notes for each ticket. Great, it's already done. Let's go through the authorization for Confluence. And the first agent created the Excel file. Let me show you how it looks like. we have the extracted data, and here these are the release notes, and here is a release notes summary for each ticket. Let's take a look again at the agent. The second agent already finished, and we can see the release notes published here just now. You can see the template I've used. It has an area for the ticket, which has been extracted from the area in DevOps, and the short summary, which is created by the LLM, and then the more detailed release note summary, which is defined however according to the template we have passed to the large language model. So I have the improved, the added, and this is how the release notes look like. That's it for this video. You've seen how to build a complete release notes automation workflow. You will find the full code in the GitHub repository link below. And if you build something similar or have ideas for improvements, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.